The city grows a pulse. Explosions rock entire Hab districts as the ground pulses with savagery. Hounds move through her, hunting the cells of survivors. It is more than an infection. It's a destructive cancer, hitting all systems at once. There is no love lost for me. Everyone inside is complicit in the Imperium's sins. It was a temporary refuge.
Follow me.
Sebastian leads me and Sable's in a circle into an abandoned hostelry. Limbs of residents streak the cobbled floors as heads and organs line the stairwells in disarray. A broken home for wayward travellers. Everything is ruined. Except for one set of gleaming teeth in the foyer.
Beautiful.
You came a long way.
Some people are worth the trip. So, hiding in an Imperium Medicae.
They were none the wiser. I worked with what I had.
What is the saying, Hylish?
Wolf in sheep's clothing, Commander.
That's the one.
And where were you, When I came to, guardsmen were already sweeping the rubble.
We regrouped as soon as we could.
It'd help if I knew what hit us. Well? Where is Sable? Oh, come on. Don't make me go through the ritual of it.
Sable Nusz, Commissar of Gerlich 14, leader of the Hounds of Sable, Bane of Antiquopol, and ally to the Eight-Sided Star.
Is dead.
The hissing in my spine softens. Disasters and fortunes ambush the unsuspecting.
Sable is dead. Does it please you?
I wasn't expecting it. Just surprised. He was prepared for everything. How did it happen?
Sable's plan was for us to drop out of sight. We were regrouping on Antigua Seltap when an Inquisitor strike cruiser cut behind our lines. By themselves, the assassins wouldn't have been remarkable, but they had a powerful psyker in their entourage. Sable was
fractured.
Ryovi, the witch. Fractured.
His soul.
Sorcery. This again. Enough games. Where is he? Still in orbit?
I administered a grounding spell in his dying breaths. It stopped his soul from dispersing once he crossed over. But he has become trapped between here and the Imperium. The ceremony needs to be completed.
Ceremony for what?
To bind him to a host.
Oh, this is rich. This idiotic belief in sorcery and bedlam. This is absurd.
We are fighting an enemy that outnumbers us. The Imperium is not just. It is not fair. It is not forgiving.
Forgiving? Well, truth is, I am only standing here because you couldn't keep Sable safe. Your flesh-shaping gift might be getting stronger, but it didn't save him, did it? He's dead entirely because of you.
You ungrateful!
He turns suffering into armor, pain into a weapon. His arm twirls into an axe in a blink, and we dodge through the foyer as he goes for my head. You could have grown him a body!
That's not how this gift works. I should make you beg for your life.
Make me, arsehole!
Commander.
He's dead. There's no bringing him back. The tragedy here isn't that he's dead. It's that you idiots can't accept it.
Caustic words. I'm confused. Were they supposed to be an insult?
I walk through the streets as the last gasps of the Imperium fade into the night. Sable. Siblings can be complicated. The long war is crystal clear. Tear down the Imperium. End its tyranny. There is no black and white line for cutting someone out of your life when they're going down a dark path. Some would say that blood is thicker, that family is everything. But at some point it simply isn't. And you either drown or get out. Our bond was frayed. It was for a long time, even before we turned on the Imperium. The sergeants have rounded up the prisoners in rope cages, a familiar sight.
Care to step in with them?
Maybe next time. The prisoner looks at the aquila on my breast. I'd forgotten I was still wearing Imperial fatigues. This? Sorry, lad. I'm not here to help. The lieutenant offers a knife hilt to my hand. I grew up following Sable, looking up to him. He did the same thing with the survivors, every time. All yours.
Attention! Ready arms!
The lieutenant steps to the man at the front of the line. I've killed hundreds of men like him. Murder was never a problem. The challenge is what happens when men feel restless in war.
It is an unpardonable sin to reject truth, to knowingly pander prejudice, be seduced by honesty.
She stabs the knife into the man's cheek and I hear it hit wet flesh in his mouth. It grates against his tongue as she carves out the corners of the mouth. He trembles and tries to pull away, but her grip in his hair is firm.
Aim!
The friction in my heart surges. A wicked satisfaction I'm not prepared for, like a pincushion poked in all the right places. I breathe in quickly, inhaling the thrill. This was home for so long.
Fire!
The ecstasy is fleeting, but I hold on to one joy. It's a conflicting emotion, losing a brother, even one as monstrous as Sable. But he's gone.
Rudolf.
Hylish stands over me, rattling his 4 sets of fingers in a folded, impatient gesture.
Follow me.
I follow the man-machine to the Militarum archives. Along the way, I see the Hounds acting out their passions. First is greed. Soldiers are looting, carrying textiles and metals, as much as their arms can carry. Coins and ingots spill from their arms as they separate people from their meagre savings. Second is gluttony. Stumbling from homes, they gorge themselves on wine and amsec stolen from stockhouses. Some lucky ones savour delicacies stolen from dead hands of the wealthiest residents. Third is power. They torture the conscripts and work on converting those who refuse the hardest. I never questioned joining the cause against the Imperium. I deserved more than what it gave me. They deserve the pain we pay back tenfold.
My son!
Inside the Militarum structure, I spot the 4th passion, vanity.
You know what the secret is to being a good sniper?
Soldiers sing their own praises and glories. They tell stories of Sable and the skills he taught them.
See, the thing about being a sniper is you have to be good at staying in one spot.
Arrogant liars. He never spoke to a single one of them. He only spoke with his inner circle. Sebastian, Eilish, myself. Until the coming of that witch, Ryovi.
Commander, I have brought you a Rudolf.
See him in.
The fifth passion. Pain. Some men gorge themselves on tablets and stims to ride a euphoria. Drug use is common. Personally, I enjoy the pain, but Sebastian, he doesn't feel it. He has complete control over his body, can mutate it at will, and from the example before, he's got much better at it. Sebastian.
Rudolf.
He sits at a desk, needling through the commissar's logs without a word. He isn't eager for small talk, so I cross the room, opening a wardrobe cabinet. He used to wear this, back when he was a commissar. He always was a ruthless bastard.
Family trait, perhaps.
The next wardrobe is filled with sashes and ceremonial breastplates. Devotional symbols line the breast pocket. I pull one of the caps from the top and my thumbs gloss over the skull pendant on the brim. He was never wrong. He always had all the answers. Took credit for things he didn't deserve and directed any blame onto me. But there I followed him anyway. Followed him until his obsessions forked our road. A psyker killed him.
Only his body.
Again, the talk of souls. A sick fabrication to make us feel better about what comes after. We're soldiers. Have your faith, but it's not real.
Well, Rudolf, I care less and less about what you believe.
He drops a hefty tome on the table. What's this? Obituaries?
Birth records.
It is a bland thing. A bead counter or remembrance's wet dream. Eilish's ocular implants rotate and quiver as he watches it from the door.
Soul needs a host born under the same star, the same date and hour.
How long did it take for Ryovi to wear you down into believing? You were pretty stubborn too, I believe. I swallow and look at the book of names. There are tens of thousands. It's a lot of people.
Anyone who doesn't meet the profile is inconsequential.
You don't expect this to work, do you? He lets out a guttural sound, a sign of agitation. Blinded by devotion. They're really going to try it. I weigh the options. Think of what I can get out of it. I am the most cold-hearted person you'll meet. Why should I bother?
Because otherwise, I could seal your mouth shut and drag you behind our caravan.
You're an asshole.
Stone up.
Feth off. If I entertain this quest of yours, I have one condition. Seeing as I'm certain he's not coming back because he's very dead, when this is all over, you give me something I never had. Something he had that he lorded over me. Command. You relieve yourself from the role and hand over the Hounds to me. When that happens, my first order will be to give up these unhinged folktales and black magic and fight war the way it's supposed to be. With guns and guile. Truce?
Truce.
We redeploy to the next hive city and the Hounds bear their fangs. Overlapping kill boxes, pincer maneuvers, we turn our military training back against the Loyalists. Against their numbers, we have to fight with cunning. We hear them scream over their trenches, calling us mindless cultists. We're not mindless. We're far from that.
A leopard has a loud and gaudy pelt. A lion holds its head high. They are symbols of lust and pride. But hounds, they are starved horrors, beasts that struggle to keep themselves fed.
And the city underestimates our hunger. That is why they'll lose.
Come on! This way! They're coming! Stop the Hounds! For the Emperor!
The ground is soft with bodies. The wounded Loyalists squirm and cry out, gasping for air. I relish it and dig my heels in as I walk all over them.
Over there! It's their commander! Get him!
They spot Seb, for good reason. He's a mountain of a man. The Loyalists launch a countercharge as he looks on with indifference. After you. Like a bolt of lightning, he completely transforms, 6 arms erupting from his body as he dives in, cleaving men like wheat. Canid-like, he is a mutant engine of thorns and savagery. I keep myself in the moment, tapping into the carnage. It's an addiction. That's how Sable roped me in. The thrill of almost dying is intoxicating. Slaughter is my drug.
Hi everyone, Colin here. Thank you so much for listening to this production of Hounds of Bedlam. If this is your first time tuning in, Cold Open Stories produces a wide range of content including short stories, audio dramas, writing contests, and web-based collaborative fiction. On our website, you'll find unofficial stories set in the universe of Warhammer 40,000, where you, the listener, audition to play the parts. You can even submit your own tales. All levels of experience are welcomed, and these are fan productions, so whether you're a writer, actor, or disillusioned heretic, check us out at coldopenstories.com or on social media for the latest release. This episode was written and directed by Colin DeGraff with music composed by Robert Renato Hack. Cover art by Orneris Terenzi. In this episode, you heard Cliff Chapman, Damon Alums, Su Ling Chan, Nick Ewan, and Nina Nikolic. Supporting voices by Eleanor Anwin, Paul Hikari, William Nunn, Chris Colon, Alex Ross, Michael Langen, and Nicholas Allaire. Additional voices by Sierra Benning, Shay Shell, Kay Marcus, Natalie Winters, Andre Giles, Michael Holden, Luke Edens, and Brandon Simmons. Now before you go, please consider sharing what we do in your network. It's a great way to build community and share stories worth telling. Without you, none of this is possible. So please, spread the signal, and we look forward to seeing you for our next story.